Hi, second graders. Today we're going to do our second day of place value review. So our objective for today is I can read and write numbers in numerals, words, and additions of tens and ones. So we're first going to start with just the standard form. And you may not have realized it, but we used it a lot yesterday. The standard form is just the regular number as you usually see it. So for example, 82 is just an 8 and a 2. So that's called standard form. Next, we have written form, and this is when the numbers are spelled out in words. So for 82, we have it written out as 80-2. And when it's a two-digit number, oftentimes there is that hyphen between the tens and the ones. The next word is value, and we talked about this a lot yesterday also. The value is how much a digit is worth. So for example, the number 82, the 8 is in the tens place value, so the value of the digit 8 is 80. Or for example, if you were thinking about the 2, the value of the 2 would just be 2 because it's worth 2 ones. And then last thing that we practiced yesterday is the expanded form. And this is the number written as the sum of the value of each digit. So remember, we take the 8, we know the 8's value is 80, so we put the 80, and then we look at the 2, the 2's value is just 2, so it's 80 plus 2, and so that's the expanded form. So to review from yesterday, we talked about our number bonds, we talked about our tens and ones chart, and we also talked about expanded form. So if we do this with the number 35, remember for our number bond, we put the whole as the whole number, so 35 would be our whole. And then our two parts, we'd break it down between tens and ones. So we have 3 tens for 30 and 5 ones, and altogether it makes 35. Next, let's look at our tens and ones chart like you were drawing it. If you're going to draw your tens and ones chart, you need to look at the tens first. There are 3 tens. So you're going to draw 3 lines, 10, 20, 30. Then you're going to draw your ones. There's 5 ones. So remember, ones are just little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And finally, we're going to look at expanded form. So looking at the tens first, I have a 3 in the tens. I know the value of that 3 is 30. And then I'm going to look at my ones. I have a 5 in the ones, and the value of that 5 is just 5. So it will be 30 plus 5. All right, now it's time for you to try. So you're going to try it with the number 71. So first, go ahead and draw a number bond. You have the 3 circles connected by 2 lines. And then fill in the whole and the 2 parts. Next, you're going to draw it in your tens and ones chart. So draw a T chart. And a lot of times I just put a T for tens and an O for ones. So draw out how many tens in 71 and draw out how many ones are in 71. And then finally, you're going to come down here to expanded form. You're going to take 71 and expand it by the 2 different place values, the tens and the ones, and make it into an addition problem. All right, let's check your work. So for 71, for your number bond, did you have 71 as your whole? And then your 2 parts were 70 and 1? How about your tens and ones chart? Did you draw 7 lines for your tens? And then 1 circle for your ones? And then finally, let's come down and look at your expanded form. Did you have 70 plus 1? I hope you did. All right, so now let's do some more practice. Let's look at this first one. It says 2 tens. So what I do is sometimes I'll draw it out on my paper, or other times I'll get place value blocks or base 10 blocks and I'll actually build the number. So I know that when I have 2 tens, my number is going to be 20. And when I write that in word form, it looks like this. So the next thing is 6 tens and 3 ones. So if I'm visualizing that number, if I'm drawing it out, I'm going to draw my 6 tens, my 3 ones. So I know that's going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63. So then I can write it like that. And when I write it in word form, it's another one that has the tens and the ones. And so I do that hyphen between the tens and the ones. Notice I didn't have to do that for 20 because there weren't any ones. All right, so now my next one is 4 tens and 12 ones. Wait a minute, can I have 12 ones? Let's count it out. 4 tens, so 10, 20, 30, 40. But now I need to count by ones. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. So what I sometimes see is they think it's 4 tens and 12 ones, so they write it as this number. But that number is 412. That's not right. When I just counted it out, I had another group of 10. So actually it ends up being 5 tens and 2 ones, which is the number 52. So here I have written 50 with a hyphen 2. Our last one is 4 ones and 1 10. Were any of you thinking the number was 41? Wait a minute, I switched the ones and tens on you this time. It's not 41. I have 1 10, 10, and 4 ones, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hopefully you got 14. And in written form, it looks like this, 14. All right, now it's your turn. Go ahead and number your paper from 1 to 3, and you're going to practice writing these numbers in words. So on Canvas, I included a paper that has the words written out in word form to help you with spelling. So if you don't have that pulled up, you might want to pause the video and pull that up. But then next to number 1, you're going to write this number in words. And number 2, you're going to write this number in words. And next to number 3, you're going to write this number in words. After you finish, go ahead and unpause the video and go to the next ones. So for these, I have the number written out and you're going to write it in standard form. Remember, standard form is just the number as you normally see it, so just written as digits. So for number 4, you're going to read this word and write it as a number. Then you're going to read this one and write it as a number. And last but not least, you're going to read this one and write it as a number. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that, and then we'll check our answers in just a minute. All right, are you ready to check? Let's see, for number 1, this is the number 40. Did you write out 40? How about number 2? This is the number 15. 15. And this last one is the number 95. Did you write the number 95? What about this hyphen right here? Did you remember that? All right, let's look at numbers 4, 5, and 6. For number 4, did you write the number 66? How about number 5? It's 7 tens. If I count out 7 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Did you write out 70? And for the last one, it says 81. Did you write the number 81? Hopefully you did. So today for your independent practice, it's going to be on Canvas and it's going to be a matching activity. So you'll notice that over on the left side, you have all these numbers in standard form. And then next to it, you have this little box with the drop-down arrow. If you click on this little arrow, it's going to open up and you're going to see all the different choices for different ways to represent 88. So maybe it's going to be written in word form. It might be written in expanded form, or it might even be written as tens and ones. So you'll click on this little drop-down arrow and you'll choose the right one for 88. And then you'll go down to 15. Same thing, you'll click on the little drop down arrow and pick the one that matches for 15. So there's 5 of them for you to do, and then you'll press submit, and then you're done.